Goedemiddag, good day, fellow South Africans and citizens of the world. And yes, yesterday Donald Trump was impeached by the House of Representatives in a crazy situation. And in fact, there's probably only one more ridiculous scenario in political history, modern political history, that's happened in recent times, and that is the white population of South Africa handing over power to a group of misfit ANC cadres who have totally screwed up South Africa. And the difference between what's happening right now in America with the impeachment against Donald Trump is that that's going to backfire horribly on the Democrats. Believe me, they're going to have a huge. I think the Democrats are going to implode after this. I think that the way it's been handled has been absolutely disgusting. But let's get back to South Africa. Okay, so in 1994, the minority white population handed over power to the majority black population. And of course, because of this huge chasm between two cultures, the black population haven't been able to cope. I mean, literally, they couldn't fight their way out of a paper bag. That's how bad they are. And here you are putting them in control of a country which is sophisticated or was sophisticated, but it's going backwards so fast now, it is just scary. And of course, the big thing that's been going on there is the corruption at all levels of the ANC government since 1994. It has been absolutely extraordinary. And no one until recently has actually been charged or put behind bars for doing these sort of things. And what I find quite extraordinary now is that the ANC are suggesting that just like apartheid being reconciled and forgiven and everything just being, which it hasn't, because black economic empowerment basically is the big stick, which kind of kills that theory. But the ANC are now suggesting that all the sins of those people like Ace Magashula through state capture should be forgiven. This is after the country has been screwed into the ground. And of course, the biggest nail in the coffin is Eskom. And now it looks like a few of the executives and business directors and representatives of 7 companies are expected to appear in court on Thursday in relation to corruption involving the construction of the troubled Kusile power station. Now, again, they're going for the low-hanging fruit. You know, the guys at the top of the ANC, and I don't have to spell out who they are, we all know who they are the people who allowed this to happen and actually celebrated it happening. Because black economic empowerment has totally destroyed everything that was good in South Africa. I'm not going to go to those usual words like corruption, incompetence. You know what I'm talking about. It's just tragic. I mean, I posted a video on 2019 last night where the road coming out of Standerton used to be a beautiful little town. Just crap and rubbish on either side of the road. The municipality is totally out of... It's lost it completely. And the tragedy is that the cancer is spreading right through the whole of South Africa. And there's no remedial treatment. It's just the ANC. It's who they are, what they are. They are destroying what the white man built up until 1994. And it's a real indictment on the capabilities of this ANC government, because everything was running fine. But since they took power, everything has turned pear-shaped. Now, I'm not going to the race situation. I'm not interested in the race situation. All I'm going to do is make the point that there were a group of people who ran South Africa pre-1994 and built it into a hugely powerful, successful nation. In 1994, under the leadership of Mandela and the ANC, South Africa, in the last 25 years, has been turned back to the dark ages. It's self-evident. And compounding this issue is the fact that South Africa is now the rape capital of the world. It has the highest level of HIV/AIDS in the world. The moral compass in government is completely missing. The whole country is leaderless. It's like a ship without a rudder. It's just kind of just going where the wind takes it, or where the waves take it. It's ready to sink. And when Moody's do turn the rand to junk, it's going to follow Zimbabwe. There's no question about that. And as I've said so many times to the white population in South Africa, you need to have a plan B. And more importantly, not only that, but you need to also consider getting into a community of other like-minded people, because those cities and large towns are going to become they're going to become killing fields when the black population starts starving and they get desperate. You're going to see atrocities in cities like Johannesburg and Pretoria that the world has never experienced before. You just have to look at the barbarism that's gone before in South Africa. Look at the farm attacks, the farm murders, farm invasions. Look at necklacing. I have seen so much disturbing footage over the last year. A lot of it I have not been able to publish because it would just be taken down like that with a strike. Disgusting stuff. I mean, I have seen a video of a man being stoned as he walks through this. It's like a backyard. He's been stoned by other Africans, and when he eventually collapses, they go through the necklacing procedure. And this man is on fire with the tie around his body. And for a moment he sits up. The pain must be extraordinary. And then he just collapses and dies. I've seen videos of a black African being chopped up while he's alive by other black Africans. And while these other black Africans are doing it, there are group of people who are out of vision of the camera, cheering them on. These are horrific things that are happening in South Africa now. You know, we're supposed to be celebrating the Christmas period coming up. But I think for just about every white South African who really understands what's going on, this must be one of the most shell-shocked periods of their lives. Because 2020 is not going to be any better. It's going to be a whole lot worse. And it's tragic that most of the white South Africans still in South Africa who understand what's going on, because a lot don't. There's some of them live in cloud la la land. They just think everything's fine until something happens to them, and then bang! I've seen this so many times. So I've got so many emails from people who said, hey, you know, we thought everything was fine, but all of a sudden my sister got murdered by a group of thugs who broke into the house. Now we want to get out of South Africa. You know, they live in this kind of, with the blinkers on, you know, the old blinkers like a horse. They don't see what's going on around them. And that's so tragic. But it's a reality. But that percentage of the white population is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And I just wish there was a simple solution, because just like back in the late 1930s, early 1940s in Germany, we had a group that was being persecuted. You've got a group in South Africa now being persecuted. And the crazy thing is that this group handed over the power to the majority, who are now persecuting them because they can. And the reality is that the mainstream media, because of their own narrative, are completely ignoring what is going on in South Africa. And they will continue to do so. You know, I've had a reality check. A short while ago, I put a video up about what's happening in Venezuela and why that's where South Africa is going. Now, Venezuela is again under a socialist government, which is totally destroying the community. People are starving. People in Venezuela, where the crime levels are not as high as South Africa, their dogs are being killed and used for food to keep people alive. Cats the same. I mean, pigeons, anything, rats, they'll eat anything. That's how desperate the people in Venezuela are right now, the general population of Venezuela. And Venezuela is not far from the United States of America. And the US has done nothing to help that population. I'm only saying this because, you know, we keep on saying in South Africa that Trump will come to our aid, or America will come to our aid, or whatever. I don't see that happening. I really believe in 2020 South Africans are going to be on their own. I really believe that the white community with other minority groups need to form a very strong bloc somewhere in South Africa where they can defend themselves, because when things get really bad, it'll be too late to start looking at that option. Now, there are groups like USAC and USAF and Zeitlanders and Zeitlanders and so on, and these are all groups that one should consider depending on what you think is right for you. But please, if you are a white South African, understand that life in South Africa has changed forever. And you need to start working out a plan for your family. About 18 months ago, I put up a video on this channel. You can go and look for it. Where I said, if you're in South Africa, the time to leave is now. And back then I had so many people who said, oh no, everything's cool, everything's fine, everything's good. My gosh, how their message has changed in recent months. Look, I don't know where South Africa is going. But based on what I've seen, the time that I've been following the news and answering thousands of emails every week, I've learned one simple thing, and that is that it is regressing back to the Dark Ages. And I don't see that changing. You've got an ANC government that has absolutely no understanding of what it's doing. They're all on the take. They're all cleaning up. The Ramaphosa's of the world have got a plan B in other countries, and they will just shoot through when the time is right. They don't care. That's a reality of the situation. It's very sad. But the South Africa that we once celebrated under the old flag and the old anthem is long gone. Alright guys, please remember to subscribe to be kept informed. Ring the bell for the updates. Please like this video, please share this video, and above all, stay safe.